Now, look, in other news, we got to go back to Kamaru Usman for what he said in the cage. No, he wasn't in the cage. He was over on the side, and he was big mad too. He was big mad.
He was
He
big
said,
faking.
"No, this is what he said. This is what he said. I'm paraphrasing here. He
Hey man,
said,
this is stupid too. What he said.
he said, thug that called himself Jesus. I beat you last time, but I ain't beat you bad enough, so let's run it back. What he meant to say was, hey man, I made a lot of money fighting you the last time. So let's run that again real quick. Because I'm looking at this list and I don't see nobody that's going to get me paid. Like this fight is going to get me paid.
His pay-per-views don't sell like that, man. His pay-per-views do not sell because he puts on a character that I just can't get behind. And I've already explained it in the UFC 258 results. So if you want to go back and tune in to that, and just I'll let you know exactly what I think about Kamaru Usman as a character outside the cage. But inside the cage, I'm telling you, he is one of the top, if not top, individual fighter that I've probably seen in this decade alone. But this fight right here, I've always told you this fight has intrigued me. I like the fact that he even called Street Jesus out. I like Street Jesus as a fighter himself, but I feel like it's going to end up the same way the last fight ended well. And it's going to be one of those things where Street Jesus is trying to get off and knock this dude out or knock Usman out. And Usman is going to hold him, stomp his foot, put him in a position where he can't get out of, and just wear him down to the point where he finishes him in the later rounds. And I just feel like that's what's going to happen.
Now,
And he's actually going to train for not Usman, train for Jorge this time. So I feel like it's going to be worse than it was the first time. But I have this itch inside my heart that tells me that Street Jesus is going to pull this out. And I hope that he does. But after seeing this last performance where he got rocked, I don't know what Jorge has in his bag to beat this guy. I don't know. He will beat him in all the other aspects of fighting, which is the pre-fight interview, if he was to win the post-fight interview, any of the banter back and forth, he would win. Any of that, he'd win. In the cage, I don't see him winning. I hope he wins. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
now, with all that being said, like, you're super excited about this, and I get it.
I'm very
But
excited.
I don't see how you don't see it for what it is, right? So listen, he said, hey man, there's this thug that calls himself Jesus. That didn't happen. I'm pretty sure we did that, and then he just kind of went with it. But but like, in thinking about it, in a sense, like, you look at it and you go, yo, that's a money grab. The fact that he explained to us the other dude's excuse so that they could fight again. So Jorge was supposed to be the one, but like, nah, man, I didn't get a whole training camp for this.
Well, he did say that.
So I know he said that, but I'm just telling you that that's Jorge's story. Hey man, I didn't get a whole training camp for this. And, you know, if I'm going to get a whole training camp, you know it's going to be different. For Kamaru to hit us with the whole narrative of like, hey, man, you know, I beat you the last time, but you ain't have a whole training camp. So, like, maybe if you have a whole training camp, then I'm going to beat you worse this time and no excuses. I'm like, nah, homie, it's more zeros when Street Jesus is on the other side. Because, hey, it take two of them to make a fight. You know, either it's going to be the A-side Conor McGregor, it don't matter who he fighting, or you need a fight. Same thing, John Jones. We care about John Jones, but we cared about John Jones when he was fighting DC.
He did care about Jones.
Right?
We cared about
we
DC.
care about
John
DC,
Jones.
but we cared about DC when he was fighting John Jones. He fought Stipe. He became the heavyweight champion of the world. We like, yo, congrats, dude. That's nice. I like
That's
it.
pretty much, yeah.
That's nice. That's cool.
That's pretty much the extent. Yeah.
But he go out there he go out there, he fighting John Jones like, yo, can he do it this time? Now I'm here, I'm glued, I'm watching this.
It be the third time he still can't do it.
And
We
then
know he
look,
can't do
or the
it.
fight fall through, and they showing us the raw reaction when he stomping the floor when he had to go fight Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, when he stomped the floor like that, I felt that. I
feel
hope he
like
ain't hurt his
could've beat
knee.
him.
I hope he ain't hurt his knee. But it's the same. It's the same thing. So putting these two together, yo, I want to watch it. You know, but I already seen it.
Yes.
I already seen what's gonna happen. It doesn't matter if it.
I know what's gonna happen.
So here's the thing. So when you say he took it on short notice, yes, that's great. But the thing is, at the beginning of the fight, right? He should have done something super duper, right? And then we was like, man, he had him, but he just ran out of steam. And then it would be like, okay, cool. Now, hey, when the fight come and the bet money gonna get put down, I'm putting it down on Street Jesus. You already know.
Me too.
You
Me
already
too.
know, cause they gonna give me plus money, and I feel like he gonna have. I got a dog in his fight, you know. But for him to sell that to me, like, yo, you didn't have a full count, and I didn't knock you out, so like that doesn't even. It just doesn't make sense. Except for he'd have been like, hey, bro, we made some money the last time. Let me go on and uppercut your ass again.
Yeah.
And make this little change, and then we'll go and clear the rest of the division out. You know, because this is what's gonna happen. If he gets this fight, he gonna fight Street Jesus, and then after that, he gonna Kevin Gastelum's gonna come down to 170 and fight for the title. That's just how this is how it's gonna be.
What if Kamara went up 185 and fought Adesanya?
He won't do that. I don't think he'll do that. So here's the thing. So there's your different types of champions. I'm pulling up the welterweight division.
What if it was a UFC Africa, and it was a double belt or two belts on the line, 185.
Can't do it.
170.
Can't put both belts on the line. They can fight individual. Either way, with the weigh-ins, they won't weigh in the same class. So, but look, let's look. You got Kobe Covington, which is we seen that too, though.
We don't want to see that shit again,
right? So you got
we want to see Kobe versus Street Jesus. But go ahead.
You got Leon Edwards. He already dusted Leon Edwards way back when.
Yeah.
People don't know that. Dusted him. Wasn't close. Jorge Masvidal, the only person in the top 5 that he hasn't fought is Stephen Thompson. So if we get a
Wonder Boy,
if we get a Wonder Boy Kamaru Usman fight, I can get on that because there's no one else. Okay, cool.
Wonder Boy has been dusted though.
Yeah, but Wonder Boy is he won his last one. It's not like he's on a like whole losing streak or anything.
This is what I heard when you said he won his last one. It don't mean anything.
So what? So you'd rather watch him You'd rather watch him fight Kobe Covington, he beat Leon Edwards, he beat Jorge Masvidal, he beat. You'd rather watch that than a fresh matchup?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Michael Chiesa. Yeah. No. Tyron Woodley. No. He already beat him.
Tyron needs to.
And then once you get down to the bottom, Damian Maia, Neil Magny, Vicente Luque. If Vicente Luque would have won, then yeah. But past that, we gotta wait for Bilal Muhammad to get a couple more wins before we can get another fresh matchup. I
don't feel like that's gonna be a good fight either. For Bilal, I don't think it's gonna be a good fight either.
I'm just saying an intriguing matchup.
Yeah, from what I saw last night, I don't see him beating that guy.
Yeah. So if I am Kelvin Gastelum, I'm ranked number 9 right now. I fought Ian Heinrich, who was 15. I might move up to like 6 or 7. I'm looking to see if I can make 170 again. And as soon as he makes 170, he's right back in the title picture. I don't even know if he tells Dana, like, Dana, I'll make 170. If I don't, then I'll leave the UFC. Then they'll give him a title shot, you know.
Leave the UFC and go to bare knuckle fighting, baby. Yeah.
But that's it. Like if you said Kamaru Usman versus Kelvin Gastelum for the title, I'm in. But that's it. You got Street Jesus and Kelvin Gastelum. That's it. None of the other ones I want to see.
Now, hopefully, by the end of the year, we do get something that Kamaru was talking about. I feel like I like Kamaru when he's in the state of mind where he's calm and he's talking about other things besides his fight, because he brought up a good point, especially if Ngannou wins this championship. And then Adesanya wins next week as well. Not what next week, but March 6th. Having a UFC Africa by the end of the year where they have 3 title fights, and it's Usman, Ngannou, and Adesanya.
Ngannou from
And
France. I'm pretty
listen,
sure. Either
if
that,
they
he
had
live in France.
if they have UFC, look it up.
Oh, they
But
gonna have a
if they
UFC close enough.
but if they have a UFC Africa and they put all 3 of those individuals on the same card, the question was presented to um, Usman, and I want to present the same question before we turn it out for today. Who do you think will be the main event?
Wait, okay. At any point, did you say John Jones?
No,
Okay. And so then you said Adesanya. You said Kamaru
Ngannou,
Usman, Kamaru
Usman.
Usman, and then you said Francis Ngannou.
Yeah,
Are you
who's
ready?
going to be the main event?
Israel Adesanya. Wait. Okay. No, I take that back. I take that back completely. Here's the thing. So all 3 champions, you would
Yeah,
need to match the fight first before I can tell you
not necessarily.
you would. You
Not
would.
necessarily.
So then who would you pick?
I would pick Ngannou because I know I would get action from the start to the finish, and plus is a heavyweight. And when you talking about heavyweight fights, you talking about slanging and banging. I know that Adesanya comes in, he puts on a show, but it's more of a pinpoint accuracy kind of show for Adesanya. He does a great job pre and post fight interviews to keep you intrigued about him. But I feel like it'll go like this: it'll go Usman third, Adesanya second, and then Ngannou first for the
But
main event.
if you matched it up just right, John Jones went up to heavyweight and lost then, which means that he's not in the picture, which means he's going back to 205. So you got Adesanya versus John Jones. That's number 1. You take Adesanya.
Nah, it's not because he doesn't have as much jam on his name if he already lost and went back to 205.
There ain't nobody in the whole heavyweight division that could fight Francis Ngannou that would be as intriguing as Adesanya versus Jones, even though Jones lost. There ain't no. Let's look at it. I got it pulled up. You got Stipe. If he's gonna be the champ, he already beat Stipe, so Stipe's out. And then at number 2, you got Curtis Blaze, Jair Rosenstruck. If Rosenstrike, if he go out there and murder death kill somebody again, right? And you get a rematch, but we already seen it, and he got blasted. So I'm not as intrigued with that fight. But
I'm intrigued.
But it would still be. Now, Alexander Volkov is doing real good here lately. Putting a lot of things together. So Volkov versus Ngannou, still not a bigger fight. There's no case that you can make to put Kamaru above those 2. There's no case. There's no fight with GSP got to come back.
Yeah, man, I'm just saying.
GSP got to come back for them to be the main event. If you were to make that.
Oh, Kamaru Usman?
Yeah, that's what I said. My bad.
There's no fight.
Now, if Colby Covington fights 2 fights in between and establish himself like, nah, this is it. This is the fight. I'm coming back to get mine. Maybe. And no. They seen each other in the mall and the fight broke out and he threw a damn dolly, but it didn't hit the bus. It just hit a little stand that had toys in it.
Happened.
I'm just saying that'll get you real and crazy. You just throw a dolly.
Yeah.
Or they actually square up at the buffet line. I don't know. I would like to see that, but I feel like that's wasteful. Maybe put 2 of them up there. Putting all 3 of them is wasteful. Past that, who else?
Wasteful. They got 3 damn championships fights on March 6th.
Also,
UFC 259. I'm just
wasteful.
Saying.
Also wasteful.
It was very wasteful. They should have at least put another one the next following week or 2 weeks after. This is crazy.
Well, last thing, and then we got to get out of here. It's 10 o'clock. We got to go. Listen, Jan Blachowicz is the champ, right?
Yeah.
We're going to go back to the Bellator thing. Number 1, Glover Teixeira. Number 2, Thiago Santos. Number 3, Dominic Reyes. Number 4, Alexander Rachik. Yeah, I'm pretty sure who would remain in the top 4 if you move Bellator's roster over.
I'm saying
Thiago Santos.
I'm saying the same thing.
Thiago Santos, maybe.
Let's see this next fight because I think he fights on the same card with Derek Lewis. Let's see this next fight because if his knees look just as good or if not better than the fight he had with John Jones, then I can say that. But if he's any slower or he has lost a step because of the thing he tore all the ligaments in his knees, then I would say he's not even in the top four from this tournament that Bellator's putting through.
No, he doesn't fight.
I thought
Maybe.
he fought this. I thought he fought in Fight Night, Blaze versus Lewis. I
No,
thought
he
he fought.
fights. He fights during the same time as
So he fights on the March 6th card.
Blahovic and
Oh,
Adesanya.
okay.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see March 6th what he
yeah,
looks like. If
we'll
if
see.
he looks good,
Then we'll keep him
then there
there.
could be an opportunity to see him versus Adesanya if Adesanya wins that belt in 205.
Got it.